All right, welcome to episode 51 of My FX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there's also a blog. There's a there's video content on Spotify.com. Oh, the blog is at myfxbuddies.blogspot.com or myfxbuddies.com, but you have to use HTTPS as in Sam. All right. Um, and let's see. There's a transcript at rss.com. All right. That's pretty good. Way better than YouTube's transcript. So I think that's everything, right? Oh, if you're listening to this on YouTube, notice I said listening because you're not seeing the video. You are listening. Look below what appears to be the video and see the word more. Click on more, and then more information comes, and there'll be a link to the blog, and then you can see the video, the actual video. Okay, and what else? There's one other thing. Wherever you are enjoying this content, there's one of those boxes, description, more info, whatever. You can click there and there should be a link to the blog. All right. So it is the weekend. Oh, happy Cinco de Mayo if you celebrate. I had my little celebration yesterday. Anyway, all right. And yesterday was May the 4th be with you. All right. So, yesterday, so there was, okay, the title of today is actually a Today article, which is pretty encouraging in my opinion. So it says, Al-Sudani says, we are keen to develop the work of the TBI Bank, which is Trade Bank of Iraq, and address the problems it's facing, which are what? Corruption mainly, but no, it appears to be uh making people pay on their loans. So that's one thing. And there's some other things too, but we're going to get into that later. First, I want to go through yesterday's articles, which I have them all here, but I'm not going to cover them because I was going to say they're really not important, but I didn't mean that. But just for time's sake, I prefer to cover other articles. So some people were all excited about this. Oh, the budget schedules will reach Parliament within 72 hours. Yeah, okay. So, even though here in the title it says parliamentary finance, and that's, I tell you guys, you can't just go by the title. What the title giveth, the body of the article take away, right? But not always. But this is one of those cases. Okay, so who's really speaking here is someone, well, the vice chairman of the Proportional Finance Committee. Now, I never heard of that committee. That doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying I never heard of them. So, is this a misprint? Is this actually the Parliamentary Finance Committee, like it said in the title? Or is this a different group? I don't know. Okay, but we'll find out this week, won't we? So, his name is Ahmed. Look, there's that name. This is the first name of the primary, no, financial advisor to the prime minister, which I don't know how to say that name. Anyway, and then Al-Jabari. Al-Jabari must be a common name too, because there was the House Speaker 2 times ago, I believe, was his last name was Al-Jabari. But anyway, so he said the budget schedules for the year. Oh wait, he suggested sending the 2024 budget tables to the House of Representatives within the next 72 hours. Well, wait, hold up. It has to go to the Council of Ministers first. So this tells me He knows the Council of Ministers has it. It needs to go to the House of Representatives within 72 hours because in 4 days, who's leaving? Who's going on recess? Yes, the House of Representatives, the Parliament. They're going on recess in 4 days. But I bet you it's so typical. Watch, midnight or 2 minutes before midnight, they're going to knock on the House of Representatives door and say, hey, remember those things you needed? Here they are. You can't go on recess, right? But anyway, so we'll see. So suggested means nothing, especially from this guy, whoever he is. So I wouldn't get excited about that. And he says the budget schedules for the year 2024 have not been sent from the government yet, and the committee is fully prepared regarding them. What committee? This committee? So that's another committee that has to look at them? The committee will not take more than 20 days to resolve the discussion, but so far they are in the corridors of the government. He added, we believe that the budget schedules will be sent. Well, I believe I'm rich, right? That don't mean nothing. So I don't, this doesn't move me. It would be nice, but oh, I forgot to take this out. Oh well. So that's what I say. I would like a stronger wording and for this to be coming from someone other than this guy. All right. So that was it. So I know that was going around in our land, and that's why you can't, whatever. So, because people were like, well, did you hear that? Did you hear they're going to have? I said, well, let me see it in writing. I need to see the article, see what the articles say. Okay, so then now this was actually positive news. Ramadan Bank announces the implementation of the comprehensive banking system in 2 more branches. And these are actually 2 good sized provinces, governances, whatever. Karbala, that's Holy Karbala, right? I'm surprised they don't have it there. And Mosul, and we know Mosul is a very big city. Oh yeah, see there it is, Holy Karbala. And actually they threw in another one. But so yeah, my phone's gonna be going off. So just I apologize. All right. So that join the branches that have activated the comprehensive system in Baghdad and governance, and then they tell them where they are. It's important to leave paperwork and move completely towards electronic transformation, right? So, I mean, I don't like that. You guys know I don't like going electronic, but that's where they're headed, and it seems they're not gonna, I shouldn't say that. I was gonna say, seems like they're not gonna RV until they have a certain amount of people, but oh, there was one more thing. Let's see. Was it yesterday or today? Okay, well, hold that. So I'm done with that. I know I didn't finish my sentence. I don't want to. Anyway, so this is good. The Dead Sea hosts activities of the Economic Forum between Iraq and Jordan. So this is something that was in the works, and they did have it. And I think this may be the second or third one. But anyway, so if you want to read about that, there's lots of people there, right? World Bank's there. That subsidiary, the IFC, and here's the focus on economic modernization, investment in Iraq, all that good stuff. Okay, here's some complaint about the banks. They're still complaining about Jordanian banks getting licenses in Iraq and getting better treatment. But what was the thing that was good? Oh, okay, don't forget. Here, lots of news about Iran in the news, and nephew Barzani, which I believe is the president of Kurdistan, but only in pictures. Daddy Barzani still running things. Uh, he went over to Iran. So I'm waiting for the results. Well, whatever results they're going to put out, Iran isn't very press friendly. They only put out what they want you to hear, whether it's true or not. So, um, we may not get any details. We got Nephew Barzani left to Iran. We got this is what they're supposed to talk about. The next thing may just be Nephew Barzani's back from Iran, right? They may not say. But there is something, 20 memorandums of understanding or something. I don't know. But we'll wait to see what happens, right? Here's an article about the World Bank. Dependence on oil will expose Iraq to macroeconomic fluctuations, but that's, they've been saying that for 15 years. So I did put that there if you want to read that. Here, oh, I forget this guy. Is he the political advisor? Well, he has something to do with investment affairs, and he's an advisor to the prime minister. I can't remember his name either, but he's more and more in the news, and he's being interviewed here by a paper or website, whatever. Here's his name, but I'm not gonna remember. It's gonna take me a while. For some reason, to me, he looks like Red Fox. I don't know. and and I remember that more than I remember his name. But anyway, so all right. Anyway, oh, but here's what he said. Iraq is a fertile environment for projects, and there is an expansion of investor desires. Yeah, buddy. Everybody around the world's trying to get in Iraq, right? So, yeah, so that's a good article. So, see, oh, here, Kurdistan president, yes, set to visit Iran on Sunday. So, and then here's another, for some reason, they're going back. So, as time goes on, more people are voicing their displeasure with Turkey and even giving examples of why they're upset. They think he's dirty, Erdogan. They can't be trusted, but it's like everything else. There's people who don't want this forward movement, right? They don't want them coming together. So it's probably those same people. But and it goes into a little history. See, they're talking about Saddam Hussein when Kuwait invaded them. And so, it's a good read. All of these are good reads, right? But I know some people don't care about that. But Iraq is the most stable in 30 years. Rapprochement with Ankara, that's somewhere in Turkey, right? And decline with Washington. And also, Iran is upset. I do know they have not verbalized, but it's in writing. When they make these arrangements with Turkey, there's less dependence on Iran. So they're probably the ones, saying the negative things. All right. And that is a long article. I think so that's it. Oh my gosh. I deleted all of Sunday. Oh my gosh. See, that's why some people think I'm blonde. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay. I can pause. Okay, I'm gonna try to pause and edit. All right, and I'm back. See, I'm such a nitwit. That's why I have to do. You have no idea the checks and balances I have to do on myself because of the things that I can do to myself. But anyway, all right, so what is it? Crisis averted. But anyway, and I don't know how to edit these videos, so you just have to see that. Okay. Anyway, so now we'll go back to today. All right. Um, so I already went over this, but we'll do it again because now we're going to go through the whole uh article. We are keen to develop the work of the TBI Bank, which is Trade Bank of Iraq, and address the problems it faces. So look who is in the room. And this is just who they're showing us is in the room. Here, let me make it bigger. This at the head of the table is and this is such a photo op, right? They look like they're working. They're just taking a picture. So, I've been around movies and stuff. I know how they do that. But anyway, so there's Sudani. This is the CBI governor. This might even be the deputy CBI governor. But anyway, I don't know who that is, but he looks familiar. That guy looks American, doesn't he? But I don't know. I don't know who this is, but this right here, this is Mohammed Saleh, the financial advisor to the prime minister. I'm not sure who that is. I'm almost certain, even though I can't see her, that is probably the finance minister, Taif, Sammy, Lady Sammy. That's probably her. So those are some big people to have in the room, right? So what are they meeting about? Addressing the problems and obstacles that the TBI faces. Okay, so they're going to say all this stuff, but let's go down here and let me show you something. So here is Aliyah Nassif. I believe she's on Maliki's coalition. She was at one time. I don't know if she still is. She is ratting out, right, in this, what is it? When you're, this hat, right? She's wearing this hat, Parliamentary Integrity Committee. So she was surprised today that the National Bank of Iraq, I believe, obtained $3.6 billion from the foreign currency auction. Now, I don't know why she's surprised, but that assisted them in achieving profits to 39.3 billion Iraqi dinars. Isn't the Trade Bank of Iraq the first to transfer? So she's like, what's up with that? I thought we were going through the Trade Bank of Iraq, not this bank. Because I believe National Bank is a Jordanian bank. I could be wrong, and I could look it up if I wanted to, but I don't. But so she's saying, and that money's to be invested in hospitals or schools for the Iraqi people. Aren't our people more deserving of this money? She says. So that's why I think that's a Jordanian bank. Also, stressing that there are people inside the central bank who stand behind the issue because they benefit from it. And this was a tweet, and she tweeted, hashtag Iraq and its people first. Yeah. But anyway, so, and they've always listened to her when she would complain, and they do talk to her on TV. When she would complain about something, she often would get what she wanted. If she wanted something stopped, it was often stopped. So I've been watching her for a couple of years, so she's not a lightweight. All right. Let's see. So now this is here's a legal researcher, and there's also two other articles, but it's these are the best ones that I wanted to put here. A legal researcher, TBI is the most qualified bank for the currency auction. So see, they can talk about all this other stuff that they're talking about, but that is what they're doing. And remember, they said by the end of this year, the auction's going to be gone. So they're trying to get their big banks in line, squash as much corruption as possible, because that's where they know, it's not a secret. They know that's where a lot of the dollar corruption comes from, the auction, right? So then let's go back to the first article. The meeting witnessed confirmation of the adoption of a roadmap. And remember, who else? I think the CBI governor it was either Sudani or the CBI governor mentioned there's a plan, right? They have a plan that they're going on, a roadmap that enables the bank to facilitate the collection of troubled debts owed by borrowers, according to flexible and fair principles in order to advance the operations of the Iraqi Trade Bank to the best levels in line with blah, 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 right? So it is a problem. They are having a problem that, they were like, hey, come borrow. You can buy a house. You can buy new appliances. Put your kid in private school. I don't know if you guys remember that, but they were like, yeah, you can do all this stuff. And then they're surprised when the people aren't making the payments, right? But anyway, so yeah, that is the big news for the day, at least in my opinion. And I'm not watching their TV today, but actually in a few hours I will turn it on. But I'm sure it's going to be on the news too. Okay, so and look at that, my computer just popped on as I said that. Oh, these demons just listening. Okay, so we went all that. So now let's go back down to the articles that should have been there the first time. All right, let's see. Here is the delay surrounds 5 Iraqi ministries, the delay of the budget. 5 ministries that have not achieved advanced completion rates in their projects. So that's probably the main 5 that have all the changes, amendments to their schedules, right? Let's see here. Oh, yeah, okay. So remember I was saying, don't forget, there was another announcement. Don't forget, this is it. So it came out today. The Mohammed Saleh, the financial advisor to the prime minister, yet again, he's on TV talking about mid-year collections will shift almost completely to electronic payment in the middle of this year. So that's June, right? But remember they had hoped to be in January. So they're not going to make it. It's great. What is it? Very enthusiastic. No, ambitious. Very ambitious goals. But they're they're not going to make it. But at least they have a plan. And I don't believe the whole country has to be on. Oh, there's a video. Okay, sorry. I know I'm all over the place. Um, I don't believe the whole country has to be on the electronic system because they still don't have 24-hour electricity, right? They don't have all the cards out to the people. So, you know, try as they might. But he did say something about 2025 here, indicating that cash use will witness a gradual closure, yeah, right, in the interest of digital financial inclusion starting next year. Yeah, that's their hope. But I believe the people will continue to demand cash. So they'll get some of this. Because what do they need ATMs for? If they're seriously going to get rid of cash, what do they need ATMs for? Well, I guess you can still do stuff at the ATMs, and what was the other thing I was going to say? They're printing money. They have it in their budget to print money, right? So that's why if anyone is listening from Iraq, tell your people to keep using cash. All right. So that's kind of lengthy, but it's full of, and it is kind of repetitive too. But that's how we learn, right? By reading things over and over. And remember, these are all new concepts to the citizens. So that's kind of how they have to write. Now, is he interviewed or is this on TV or Sunday? Encourage. Yeah, I think this is just just an article. Yeah. All right. But anyway, so that is the big news for the day. here people just love to hear about Maliki. And he's meeting with Saudi Arabia. I think that's a Saudi head of the head of, let's see, yeah, the ambassador of the kingdom. The kingdom. Ooh, there's a movie called The Kingdom. Remember? That's an old movie, but it has Jamie Foxx and Jennifer something or another. And I watched it again last night. Very interesting. Anyway, he confirms Iraq's openness to all countries of the world. But who is he to do that, right? And there's other articles about him. They're saying you can't compare Maliki to Halabusi, all this stuff, right? But I just wanted to put that because there were some people who, oh, they're going to lock Maliki up. And I said, they will never, not this Khomeini, but the last Khomeini. He said, we will never let the West persecute our brother, and said his full name. Nuri something. I think he has 2 more names. Maliki. I was like, oh, yeah, he ain't going nowhere. And he hasn't been here. He's still performing functions like a head of state, right? Anyway, okay, so we're going to run out of time. To reach an agreement on 10 memorandums, the start of the meetings of the 6th session of Iraqi-Iranian Committee in Tehran. But also, I wanted to say, this possibly could be, because remember I said, when Sudani came back from Washington, he would meet with Kurdistan and do a briefing with them, and I was waiting for Iran. Well, he has not met with Iran, but he has met with nephew Barzani, and now nephew Barzani is in Iran. So possibly he could be passing on the briefing messages. I don't trust them. I know that's how they operate. All right. Parliamentary Finance forms a committee to follow up on the stopping of the sale of dollars to travelers because it's about to be another holiday. The central bank is dealing with moods. What does that mean? I guess the people are unhappy, right? Because they're there, they got to get dollars to travel and they still can't. It's getting difficult, and that's always what happens, right? The few bad apples mess it up for the good ones. And here, this was a video, but it was in Arabic anyway, and it's not on YouTube. Oh, what I was saying before, they have this nice, like, 3-minute video in Kurdistan about the banks, showing the forms that the people fill out, the workers, but it's not on YouTube. It was in Telegram. So I'm going to try to get it uploaded. I'm horrible with Telegram, trying to take things out and post it somewhere else. So I'm going to try to upload it so you guys can see. There's a difference. There's just a difference in Kurdistan than there is in Baghdad. But they show more of there's like a little booklet that they have to fill out, and they show all of that. So I'm going to try to get that done maybe tonight. And I already know I'll probably post again tomorrow because it's early. It's not even 6 o'clock where I am. But I had to do this now or I wasn't going to be able to do it later. So there'll probably be more news, enough to do another post tomorrow. Oh, but anyway, so the continued fluctuation of the dollar exchange rate worries traders and citizens. And they were talking to people out in the street and merchants also. Without a final solution to the crisis, the dollar exchange rate continues to be unstable, which causes relative stagnation in the markets, and wholesalers fear that the situation will continue as it is, which will lead to material losses for them. Will the approved strategic plan achieve stability according to the desire of the citizen and the merchant? Dun, dun, dun. That's the key. So we'll see, right? And also they're claiming that they closed the closing prices today for the dollar to dinar got to 1442.5. So $1,442.5 per dollar. That was in some of the provinces. That was the closing rate. So we'll see what it opens at tomorrow. I don't think there's any holidays this week. So maybe this is the week we'll get below 1400. We'll see. It sure would be nice. Here's more. Okay, so it's 30 minutes. Just give me a few more minutes. Here's another article about they had stopped funding the real estate bank probably because of corruption. And in the coming period, they'll be relaunching financing again to the real estate bank. So what changed, right? Something changed where they cut off the funding, and now, well, and in the coming, was it days or period? In the coming period. That could be 2 months, right? But anyway, so here, this was a nice article. Failure of the private sector in Iraq, 4 reasons for it. And we know what it is. They need the rate to change. But of course, that's not what they say there. Guess who's going to Italy? Sudani. On a 2-day visit. He's going to Rome. Will he go to the Vatican? I don't know. And I know nothing. I don't know if the Vatican is close to Rome or not. Geography is not my strong suit. Not even a little bit, okay? But who's he going to meet with? He has a government curriculum that he has worked on since assuming the position of Prime Minister so that the practical and executive steps for this curriculum can begin. So he'll be having conversations about, we got business, you got money? Yeah, come on. So there's great support for him. They're going to talk about the Development Road Project. That's a pretty good article. Again, this is the Prime Minister is in Italy next week, which is this week. All right. And here, how sad is this? Here's an economic affairs expert, and he's saying neighboring countries do not import from Iraq for fear of fraud. All right, so that's the last article. Yeah, so thank you. I hope this was helpful. So you're kind of caught up for the big, quote unquote, big stories of the day. So Forex is open, so we know the rate didn't change. But it is, this one little chart that I look at, it's at 1279, which it's usually 1283, 1290. On the Google, it's 1307, and the Google's usually 1309 or higher. And then the other one is 1281. So that's usually at 1283 also. So there's some varying numbers, but yeah. All right. So let's see what this week brings us. I hope you had a good weekend. I did. I enjoyed my weekend. I got rest. And all right. So now I'm babbling. Okay. Accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any meals and pay all your bills. Wherever you enjoy the rest. Yeah. Wherever you're enjoying this, if there's a join, follow, subscribe, whatever, please click that. So when I do update, if everything works like it's supposed to, you'll be notified. Yeah. So now enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon, whatever time frame you're enjoying this content. And thank you all. I have a couple of new subscribers. Thank you, new subscribers. And until next time.